Today we'll discuss JEE Mains September 2nd Shift 1 paper, and this paper has some very easy questions and some moderate questions. So we'll start with the first question itself, and the question is: box 1 contains 30 cards marked from 1 to 30 and box 2 contains 20 cards marked from 31 to 50. A box is selected and a card is drawn. If the number on the card is a non-prime, then what is the probability that it has come from box 1? It is a very standard Bayes theorem question. So first we'll define events. We'll define first as this event when we have chosen this box 1, and this event second as when we have chosen box 2. Now since there are two boxes, probability of choosing box 1 is 1 by 2 and the probability of choosing box 2 is also 1 by 2. Now we'll find the conditional probability that if we choose box 1, what is the probability that we get a number which is non-prime. So from 1 to 30, when we look at prime numbers, we have 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29. So that is 10 numbers. So out of these 30, 10 are prime. So non-prime are simply 20. So this probability will be 20 by 30. And then what about the second case? Now in the second box, we have numbers from 31 to 50. So from 31 to 50, the prime numbers are 31, 37, 41, 43 and 47. So that means 5 of these numbers, they are prime, then 15 they are non-prime. So it will be simply 15 by 20. Now we need to find the probability that it has come from box 1. So we need to find this conditional probability that if we know it is a non-prime number, then it has come from box 1. So we'll take this case in the numerator. So it will be 1 by 2 into 20 by 30 upon 1 by 2 into 20 by 30 plus 1 by 2 into 15 by 20. Now here 1 by 2 will cancel. So we'll get 20 upon 30, and here it will be 60. 40 plus 45, so it will be simply 40 upon 85. So 5, 8, 40 and 5 and 17. So this probability will be 8 by 17, and that's your option number D. So that's our first question. Now question number 2, it is very simple question. It says we need to find contrapositive of this conditional statement. So we know that if the statement is A implies B, then contrapositive of this statement is not B implies not A. Now here A is I reach the station on time, and B is I'll get the train. So not B is if I'll not get the train, then I'll not reach the station on time. So contrapositive will be if I will not get the train, then I don't reach the station on time, and that's your option number 2. Now question number 3. It's a very simple integral question. Now we know that we have this mod function which is mod of 1 minus x minus x. Now definition of this function, it changes at 1. So we'll split this integral in two parts. So we'll write I as from 0 to 1 mod of, now when x is less than 1, mod of 1 minus x will be simply 1 minus x. So it will be mod of 1 minus x dx, and then plus from 1 to 2. Now when x is greater than 1, then it will be x minus 1. So it will be x minus 1 minus x into dx. Now here x will cancel. So we'll get this integral as from 0 to 1 mod of 1 minus 2x dx plus 1 to 2, and it will be simply dx. Now this mod of 1 minus 2x, its definition changes at 1 by 2. So we'll split it again in two parts. From 0 to 1 by 2, 1 minus 2x dx, and then from 1 by 2 to 1, it will be 2x minus 1 into dx, and then here it is x, 2 minus 1, it will be simply 1. So here it will be x, and x will be 1 by 2 minus 0, and then minus. Now it will be x square. X square is 1 by 4 minus 0. Now plus. Now here again it will be x square, so it will be 1 minus 1 by 4, and then minus 1, it will be 1 minus 1 by 2, and then plus 1. So this is 1 by 2 minus 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4 will be minus 1 by 2 plus 1. So here 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 will cancel. So we'll get this as 1 by 2. So this value will be simply 3 by 2. And that's your option number D. Now question number 4. It's a very simple differential equation question. So we can write this as dy upon 1 plus y and will be equal to minus cos x upon 1 plus sin x into dx. Now if we'll take this as t, it will be dt, and if we'll take this as z, it will be dz. So we can simply write log 1 plus y minus log 1 plus sin x plus log c. So from here we can write 1 plus y into 1 plus sin x equals c. So that is our equation of the curve. Now we are given this initial condition that when x is 0, y is 1. So we'll put x as 0 and y as 1. We'll get the value of c as 2. So from here we can write y equals 2 upon 1 plus sin x minus 1. Now we need to find a, which is nothing but value of y when x is pi. So we'll put x as pi, then sin pi will be 0. Then we'll get 2 minus 1, will be 1. So value of a is simply 1. Now we'll also need to find derivative of this function at pi. So we'll differentiate, we'll get dy by dx and will be minus 2 upon 1 plus sin x whole square, and derivative of sin x is simply cos x. Now we'll find dy by dx at pi. Now cos pi is minus 1, so it will be 2 and then 1. So this is 2 and that's your b. So value of a is 1 and value of b is 2, and that should be your second option. Now the fifth question is, we need to find number of points of maxima and minima for this function. So we'll differentiate this function. We'll get f dash x as minus 3x cube minus 24x square minus 45x. So here we'll take minus 3x common, then we'll get x square plus 8x plus 15. So we can factorize this as minus 3x, x plus 3, x plus 5. So critical points for this function are 0, minus 3 and minus 5. So we'll plot it on a number line. So this is minus 5, minus 3 and 0. Rightmost is minus, plus, minus and plus. So we'll get a maxima or minima at all the 3 points. So number of points of maxima and minima is 3, and that's your option number C. Now question number 6 is, we need to find length and foot of perpendicular from the point to this plane. So we know that formula for foot of perpendicular is x minus x1 upon a. So it will be x minus, now x1 here is 1 and a is 2. So x minus x1 upon a equals y minus y1. y1 is 3 by 2 upon b. b is minus 2, and it is equal to z minus z1. z1 is 2 upon c, which is 4, and it will be equal to minus, and then we'll put the value of this point in this equation. So we'll get this as 2 minus 3 plus 8 plus 5 upon a square plus b square plus c square. So it will be 4 plus 4 plus 16. So we'll get this as x minus 1 upon 2, y minus 3 by 2 upon minus 2, z minus 2 upon 4. Now here it will be 10 and 15. 15 minus 3, 12. So it will be minus 12, and here it will be 24. So it will be simply minus 1 by 2. So if we'll compare x, we'll get x as 0. We'll get y as, so it will be plus 1 and 3 by 2. So it will be simply 5 by 2, and z again will be 0. So foot of perpendicular will be 0, 5 by 2, 0. Now we need to find distance between this point and foot of perpendicular. So that is AP. So this distance will be 1 plus 3 by 2 minus 5 by 2. So it will be minus 1 square will be 1, and then plus 2 square is 4. So it will be under root 6. So distance is root 6 and foot of perpendicular is 0, 5 by 2, 0. And that's your option number 2. Now question number 7 again is a very simple question. We are given a trigonometric inverse function equation, and the equation is sine inverse 6x plus sine inverse 6 root 3x, and it is equal to minus pi by 2. So we'll take the sine inverse on the right hand side. We'll write sine inverse 6x and will be minus pi by 2 minus sine inverse 6 root 3x. Now we'll take sine both sides. We'll write 6x and sine minus theta is minus sine theta. So it will be minus sine and then it will be pi by 2 plus sine inverse 6 root 3x. So this is 6x and sine 90 plus theta is cos theta. So it will be minus cos sine inverse 6 root 3x. Now we need to change it in cos inverse. So we'll draw a right angle triangle. So say this angle is theta. So this is 6 root 3x. This is 1. And here it will be 36. 36 into 3 is 108. Under root of 1 minus 108 x square. So we'll write this as 6x minus cos theta. Cos theta here will be under root of 1 minus 108 x square. Now we'll square it. We'll get 36x square. It will be 1 minus 108 x square. Now 36 plus 108 will be 144. So value of x will be plus or minus 1 by 12. Now in this case, 6x is equal to minus this value. So that means x is clearly negative. So x cannot take a positive value. So the only value of x possible in this case is when the value of x is minus 1 by 2, and that's your option number A. Now question number 8 is, if the letters of the word mother are written in all possible orders and these words are written out as in the dictionary, we need to find rank of the word mother. So we are given the letters M-O-T-H-E-R. So we'll arrange them in alphabetical order. So we'll write E-H-M-O-R-T. Now first we need M, but our letter will begin with E. First we'll find all the words that start with E. So there are 5 letters. So it'll be simply factorial 5. Now it'll start with H. So again it'll be factorial 5. Now after E and H, we'll get M. So now this M is fixed. Now we need to wait for O. So first we'll get M-E. Now if M and E, they are fixed, so we are left with 4 letters. So it can be arranged in factorial 4 ways. After M-E, we'll get M-H, which again will be factorial 4. And after that we'll get M-O. So now this O is also fixed. Now after that I need T, but first I'll get E. So it'll be M-O-E. So M-O-E will be factorial 3, and then M-O-H again will be factorial 3, and then M-O-R, which again will be factorial 3, and thereafter I'll get this M-O-T. So now I have M-O-T. Now I need H, but first we'll get E. So if I'll take M-O-T-E, it'll be simply factorial 2. Now thereafter I'll get M-O-T-H, and then this order is ER. So that means the immediate word is mother. So what is the rank of mother? We need to add all of them. So it'll be 120 plus 120, it'll be 240, and then factorial 4, 24, 24, 48, and here it'll be 6 plus 6 plus 6, it is 18, and then it'll be 2, and then plus 1. So 50, 290, 290 plus 18, 308, 308 plus 1, 309. So rank of this word mother will be simply 309, and that's your option number D. Now question number 9 is, we need to find area of the region given by these two inequalities. First one is mod x upon 2 plus mod y upon 3 is greater than or equal to 1. So what we'll do is we'll start with this straight line, which is x by 2 plus y by 3, and it is equal to 1. So x-axis intercept, it is 2, and y-axis intercept is 3. So this is 2, 0, and this is 0, 3. Now mod x, we'll take the reflection of right on left, and then mod y, we'll take the reflection of up on down. So this rhombus is the graph represented by this mod x upon 2 plus mod y upon 3 equals to 1. Now we need to know whether we are looking for region inside this rhombus or region outside this rhombus. So we'll put origin, we'll get 0 is greater than or equal to 1. So that means we are looking for region which lies outside this rhombus. Now the second one, it is nothing but an ellipse. Now here it'll pass through minus 2, 0 plus 2, 0 and 0, 3 and 0, minus 3. So we'll draw this ellipse. Now if we'll put origin here, 0 is less than or equal to 1, so that means we are looking for region lying inside of ellipse. Area of the region which we are looking for is the region which lies inside the ellipse but outside this rhombus. Now we know that area of ellipse will be pi AB. So it will be pi and then A is 3 and B is 2. So pi AB minus area of these 4 triangles. So it will be 4 times and then 1 by 2 and then this area will be 2 into 3. So this 2 and 2 will cancel. So we'll get 6 pi minus 12. So area of this region will be 6 pi minus 12 and that's your option number C. Now question number 10 is a plane passes through these 2 points and the points are 2, 1, 2 and 1, 2, 1 and it is also parallel to this line which is 2x equals 3y and z equals to 1. So we'll find direction ratio of this line. So direction ratio of this line, say AB, it will be 1 minus 1 and 1. Now we'll write this line as x upon 1 by 2, y upon 1 by 3 and z minus 1 upon 0. So its direction ratios are 1 by 2, 1 by 3 and 0. Now we'll multiply it with 6. We'll get direction ratios as 3, 2 and 0. So direction ratio of another vector which is parallel to this plane, it is 3, 2 and 0. Now we know that normal to this plane will be perpendicular to these two vectors. So if we have to find this n, then all we simply need to do is to take cross product of these two vectors. So it'll be 1 minus 1 1, it'll be 3 2 0. So we'll get this as minus 2i plus 3j plus 5k. So direction ratios of normal to this plane will be minus 2, 3 and 5. Now once we have normal, we have point, we can write equation of this plane. So equation of this plane will be minus 2, x minus 2, 3, y minus 1 plus 5, z minus 2 equals to 0. So it will be minus 2x plus 3y plus 5z and here it will be plus 4 minus 3 plus 1 and then minus 9 equals to 0. So that is the equation to this plane. Now we need to find out which point lies on this plane. So we'll put x as minus 2, we'll get plus 4, 0 and 5, 9. 9 minus 9 is 0. So that means this point C, it lies on this plane. So answer to this question is C, which is minus 2, 0 and 1. Now question number 11 is Px is a polynomial of degree 3 which has maximum value at x equal to 1 and minimum value at x equal to 2. Now since it is a polynomial and its maxima and minima lie at x equal to 2, we know that p dash x will be sum k and then x minus 1 into x minus 2 since its critical point will lie at 1 and 2. So we can write this p dash x as k and it will be x square minus 3x plus 2. Now we'll integrate this function, we'll get px as k and it will be x cube upon 3 minus 3x square upon 2 plus 2x plus integration constant c. Now we need to find the value of p0. So value of p0 is nothing but c. So we have to find the value of c. Now we have two unknowns k and c and we are given two conditions that when the value of x is 1, value of px is 8. So we'll put x is 1, we'll get k 1 by 3 minus 3 by 2 plus 2 plus c and this is 8. So it'll be k and then we'll get this as 6. So it'll be 2 minus 9 plus 12 upon 6 plus c equals to 8. So we'll get this equation as 14 minus 9, 5. So it'll be 5k by 6 plus c equals 8. Now we'll use this other point. When the value of x is 2, value of y is 6. So we'll put x as 2, we'll get k and then it'll be 8 by 3 minus 6 plus 4 plus c and this value is 6. So we'll get this as what? Minus 2. So it'll be 2 by 3. So it'll be 2k by 3 plus c and this value is 6. Now we need to eliminate k and we have to find the value of c. So we can write this equation as 5k plus 6c equals 48, and here it will be 2k plus 3c equals 18. Now we'll multiply this first equation with 2 and second equation with 5. So we'll get this as 10k plus 12c 96, and it'll be 10k plus 15c, and this is 90. So we'll subtract, we'll get this value as minus 3c equals 6. So value of c is simply minus 2. That means value of P0 is minus 2. Now question number 12 is, we need to find sum of this series, which is x plus y, x square plus xy plus y square, x cube plus x square y, xy square plus y cube. So what we'll do is we'll multiply and divide everything with x minus y. So we'll do that. We'll get this as a plus b, a minus b. So it'll be x square minus y square. Next one will be x cube minus y cube. Next one will be x to the power 4 minus y to the power 4. Now we can write this as 1 upon x minus y. Now we'll take these terms of x together. So it'll be x square plus x cube plus x to the power 4 up to infinite minus y square plus y cube plus y to the power 4 up to infinite. So it'll be 1 upon x minus y. Now it's an infinite GP, so it'll be x square upon 1 minus x minus y square upon 1 minus y. So we can write this as x minus y, and here it will be x square 1 minus y minus y square 1 minus x upon 1 minus x into 1 minus y. So we'll write this as 1 upon x minus y. Now we'll take x square and y square together, so it'll be x plus y and x minus y, and here we'll take xy together, we'll get x minus y upon 1 minus x 1 minus y. Now x minus y will cancel, so we'll get this result as x plus y minus xy upon 1 minus x into 1 minus y, and that's your option number 1. Now question number 13 is, we'll need to simplify this expression. So it is sine theta plus iota cos theta. So what we'll do is we'll change sine into cos and cos into sine. So we know that its complementary angle will be pi by 2 minus 2 pi by 9. So it'll be 9 minus 4 pi. So it'll be 5 pi by 18. So we can write this as 1 plus cos 5 pi by 18 plus iota sine 5 pi by 18, and here it will be 1 plus cos 5 pi by 18 minus iota sine 5 pi by 18 whole cube. Now we know that cos theta plus iota sine theta is e to the power iota theta. So we can write this as 1 plus e to the power iota 5 pi by 8, and here it will be e to the power minus iota 5 pi by 8 whole cube. Now e to the power minus x is 1 upon e to the power x. So we can write this as 1 plus e to the power I 5 pi by 8, and here it will be 1 upon e iota 5 pi by 8 whole cube. Now 1 plus e to the power iota 5 pi by 8 will cancel. So we'll get this simply as e to the power iota 5 pi by, here it should be 18 everywhere, like so this is all 18, so it is 18 whole cube. So we'll get this as e to the power iota 5 pi by 6. So it'll be cos 5 pi by 6 plus iota sine 5 pi by 6. Now cos pi by 6 is minus cos pi by 6, will be minus root 3 by 2, and sine 5 pi by 6 is sine pi by 6 will be 1 by 2. So it'll be minus 3 by 2 plus iota 1 by 2, and that's your option number A. Now question number 14 is, if z minus alpha upon z plus alpha is purely imaginary and mod z is 82, we need to find the value of mod alpha. So it is given that z minus alpha upon z plus alpha is purely imaginary. So let it be some iota k. Now we'll use componendo dividendo, then we can write 2z upon 2 alpha, and it'll be iota k plus 1 and 1 minus iota k. So here 2 and 2 will cancel. So we'll take mod both sides. We'll get mod z upon mod alpha. So it will be mod of iota k plus 1 upon mod of 1 minus iota k. Now we know that mod of z is equal to mod of z bar. So it will be 1. So from here we can write mod of z will be equal to mod of alpha, and that is 82. So here value of mod alpha will be 82, and that's your option number B. Now question number 15, it is from statistics. Now it says we are given these numbers which are of the form A, R plus B, where the value of R, it varies from 1 to 17. Now first we'll find mean of these numbers. So mean of these numbers will be summation AR plus B upon 17. So it'll be A, and then it'll be summation R. Summation R is 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 17. So it'll be n plus 1 by 2 upon 17, and then plus B, and this value, it is equal to 17. So here 17 will cancel. So we'll get this first equation as 9A plus B, and it is 17, and this is our first equation. Now we'll come to the variance part. We know that variance of AX plus B is A square into variance of X. So what we'll actually do is we'll find variance of X. So variance of X will be simply variance of R square upon n minus summation R upon n whole square. So it will be summation R square. So it is 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square up to 17 square upon 17 minus, and this is 1 plus 2 up to 17 upon 17 whole square. Now this is n plus 1, so 17, 18, 35, and then 17 into 6 minus, and this is n plus 1 by 2. So 17 will cancel, it will be 18 by 2, so there will be 9 square, 17 and then 3, so it will be 105 minus 81. So it should be 24. So variance of AX plus B will be 24A square, and it is given that this variance is 216. Now 216 divided by 24 is 9. So we get A square is 9. So value of A will be 3, since it is given that this A is greater than 0. So now we have A as 3, and if we'll put A as 3 here, so it will be 27. Value of B will be minus 10. Now we need to find the value of A plus B. Value of A plus B is simply minus 7, and that's your option number 1. Now question number 16 is we are given this limit and we need to find the value of n. So we'll put x as 1, it will be 1 plus 1 plus 1 n times. So n minus n is 0. So it is 0 upon 0 form. So we can use L'Hopital's rule. So we'll differentiate, we'll get 1 plus 2x plus 3x square plus nx n minus 1 upon 1, and this is limit x tends to 1, and this value is 820. So we'll put x as 1, we'll get 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to n, and this is 820. So it'll be n plus 1 by 2 is 820. So we can write n plus 1. Now this is 41 into 20. So it'll be 40 into 41. So we'll compare directly. So value of n should be 40, and that's your option number 2. Now question number 17 is if the equation 6x square plus 5x minus 2 equals to 0 has roots alpha and beta, and Sn is alpha to the power n plus beta to the power n, then which of the following option is correct? So here we have 6x square plus 5x. So any equation where 6 and 5 they are related, we have to check those options. So we have option 1 and option 4. So we'll start with option 1. So it will be 6, and then S6 will be alpha to the power 6 plus beta to the power 6 plus 5, alpha to the power 5 plus beta to the power 5. Now we'll take these two together. We'll take alpha to the power 4 common. So it will be 6 alpha square plus 5 alpha, and again for this we'll take beta to the power 4 common. We'll get 6 beta square plus 5 beta. Now since alpha and beta, they are the roots of this equation, we'll get 6 alpha square plus 5 alpha is 2. So it'll be 2 alpha to the power 4, and here also it'll be 2 beta to the power 4. So we'll get this as 2, and alpha to the power 4 plus beta to the power 4 will be nothing but S4. So we'll get this as 6S6 plus 5S5 equals 2S4, and that's your option number 1. Now question number 18 is, sum of 3 consecutive positive terms of a GP is S and their product is 27. So let the numbers be A upon R, AN, AR. Now their product will be A cube. A cube is 27. So that means value of A is simply 3. Now we need to find minimum value of this sum. So we know that arithmetic mean, which is A upon R, A plus AR upon 3, will always be greater than equal to its geometric mean, and geometric mean of these numbers will be simply A. Now this is nothing but S, then S is greater than equal to 3A. Now value of A is 3. So that means S is always greater than or equal to 9. So minimum value of S is simply 9, and that is the answer to this question. Now question number 19 is, if A, B, C are arithmetic means between the two numbers such that A plus B plus C is 15, and P, Q, R be the harmonic mean between the same numbers such that 1 upon P plus 1 upon Q plus 1 upon R is 5 by 3, then the numbers are. So let the numbers be X and Y. So first we have inserted 3 arithmetic means A, B and C. Now we know that sum of inserted means A plus B plus C will be 3 times arithmetic mean of these two numbers. So it will be X plus Y upon 2. Now A plus B plus C, it is given as 15. So this is 15. So from here we can write value of X plus Y. It will be simply 10. Now in the same way, we have inserted 3 harmonic means between X and Y. That is, we have inserted 3 arithmetic means 1 upon P, 1 upon Q, 1 upon R between 1 upon X and 1 upon Y. So again we can say 1 upon P plus 1 upon Q plus 1 upon R, it will be 1 upon X plus 1 upon Y upon 2, and then into N, and in this case is 3, and this value is 5 by 3. So from here we'll write 1 upon X plus 1 upon Y, it will be simply 10 by 9. Now X plus Y is 10, so 10 and 10 will cancel, so we'll get X into Y as 9. So X plus Y is 10 and X into Y is 9. So I think it will be 1 into 9 and 1 plus 9. So that should be option number 4. Question number 20 is a very simple question. It says, if a line 3x plus 4y equals k touches the circle x square plus y square minus 2x minus 4y plus 4, then the value of k can be. So we'll write center of the circle. Center of the circle is at 1, 2, and its radius will be 1 plus 4 minus 4. So radius is 1. So this line will touch this circle when perpendicular distance from center is equal to its radius. So distance from center, so it will be 3 plus 8 minus k upon under root of a square plus b square, which is 5, and it should be 1. So we'll get mod of k minus 11 is equal to 5. So k minus 11 is plus or minus 5. So we'll take plus 5, we'll get value of k as 16, and if we'll take minus 5, we'll get value of k as 6. So the only option here is 16, and that's your option number 3. Now question number 21 is, if this equation does not have 2 distinct roots, then we need to find least value of 3a plus b. Now we know that d is b square minus 24a, and if this equation does not have 2 distinct roots, that means this is always less than or equal to 0. So from here we'll say this a is greater than or equal to b square upon 24. Now we need to find least value of 3a plus b. 3a plus b will be greater than equal to, now 3a is b square upon 8 plus b. So we can write L is greater than equal to b square plus 8b upon 8. So now we'll add 16 and subtract 16. So we can write L is greater than equal to, now this is b plus 4 whole square minus 16 upon 8. So L is greater than equal to b plus 4 whole square upon 8 minus 2. Now minimum value of this perfect square is 0. So that means this L is always greater than equal to minus 2. So the minimum value of this expression 3a plus b is simply minus 2. Now question number 22 is, let a cube plus b square equals 4 in the expansion of a x to the power 1 by 9 plus b x to the power minus 1 by 6 to the power 10. The term independent of x is 10k. Then we need to find the maximum value of k. So first we'll write its general term tr plus 1. So it'll be 10 cr a to the power 10 minus r b to the power r, then x to the power 10 minus r upon 9 and then minus r upon 6. Now for term independent of x, this value should be 0. So we'll get 20 minus 2r minus 3r equals 0. So value of r is 4. So term independent of x, it'll be fifth term and the term will be 10c4 a to the power 6 b to the power 4. Now we need to find maximum value of k when this term independent of x is simply 10k. Now we are given that a cube plus b square is equal to 4. We also know that am is greater than gm. So a cube plus b square upon 2 is greater than equal to a cube into b square to the power 1 by 2. Now this is 4 upon 2. So we can write a cube into b square to the power 1 by 2 is always less than equal to 2. That is a cube b square is less than equal to 4. Now this 10k is 10c4 a6 b to the power 4 and it'll always be less than equal to 10c4. Now a6 b4 will be less than equal to 16. So we'll write 10k is less than equal to, this is 10 9 8 7 and then 4 3 2 1 into 16. So here 10 it will cancel and then this is 8. Now this is 3. So k is always less than equal to 21 into 16, which is 336. So from here we can say value of k should be less than or equal to 336. So the maximum value of k is 336. Now question number 23 is locus of a point P is x cube plus y cube plus 3x square equals 1, where x, y is unequal to minus 1, minus 1. The equation of circle which touches locus of P at minus 1, 2 and which passes through this point 1, minus 2. So we have this curve and then there is this circle which touches this curve at minus 1, 2. So we know that two curves touch each other, then they'll have a common tangent at their point of contact. So what we'll do is we'll find equation of this line which is t equals 0. So we'll differentiate this curve. We'll get 3x square plus 3y square into y dash plus 3x into y dash plus 3y equals 0. Now we'll put x as minus 1 and y as 2. So we'll put x as minus 1, we'll get 3 and then y as 2. So it'll be 12y dash minus 3y dash plus 6 equals 0. So we'll get 9y dash equals minus 9. So value of y dash is minus 1. So now we have slope and we have point. We can write this equation of tangent as y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. So we'll get x plus y minus 1 equals 0. So now we need equation of this circle which touches this line which is x plus y minus 1 equals to 0 at this point which is minus 1, 2. Now we know that equation of family of circles which touches a line at a given point, say x1, y1 is given by x minus x1 square plus y minus y1 square plus lambda L equals 0. So equation of this circle will be x plus 1 square plus y minus 2 square plus lambda. Now what's the value of L? L is x plus y minus 1 equals 0. Now this circle, it also passes through the point 1, minus 2. So we'll put x as 1. So here it will be 2, 2 square is 4. And then here it is 4, 4 square is 16 plus lambda. And here it will be 1 minus 2. So it will be minus 2 lambda equals to 0. So value of lambda is simply 10. So we'll put lambda as 10. Then we'll write this equation as x square plus 1 plus 2x, y square plus 4 minus 4y plus 10x plus 10y minus 10 equals 0. So this is x square plus y square plus 12x plus 6y minus 5 equals 0, and that's your option B. Now question number 24 is, if A, B, C are 3 unit vectors such that mod of A minus B square plus mod of B minus C square equals 8, then we need to find the value of mod of A plus 2B square plus mod of A plus 2C square. Now we know that mod of A minus B square is mod of A square plus mod of B square minus 2 times A dot B and plus mod of B square plus mod of C square minus 2 times B dot C, and this is equal to 8. Now mod A is 1 and mod B is 1. So we'll get this as 4 minus 2. Now mod A mod B, it is 1. So let the angle between A and B be cos theta 1, and in the same way let the angle between B and C be cos theta 2. So we'll get this as 8. So we can write 2 cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2, and it will be equal to minus 4. So we'll get cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2 as minus 2. Now sum of cos theta 1 plus cos theta 2 can be minus 2 only when cos theta 1 is minus 1 and cos theta 2 is also minus 1. So that means angle between A and B is pi, and angle between B and C is also pi. A and B, they are anti-parallel, and B and C, they are also anti-parallel. That means A and C, they are parallel. Now we need to find this value. So this is A square plus 4 times mod of B square plus 4 A dot B, and here it will be mod A square plus 4 times mod of C square plus 4 times A dot C. Now A dot B will be minus 1 and A dot C will be plus 1, so we'll cancel. So we'll get this value as 1 plus 4 and 1 plus 4, so it will be simply 10. So value of this expression is 10. Now question number 25 is, a straight line x plus 2y equals 1 cuts the x and y axis at A and B. A circle passes through A, B and origin. So we have this line. Now it cuts x axis at 1, 0 and y axis at 0, 1 by 2, and it passes through origin. Now circle passing through these 3 points. So we know that angle in a semicircle is 90 degrees. So these are endpoints of diameter. So equation of this circle will be x minus 1 into x plus y into y minus 1 by 2 equals 0. So this equation will be x square plus y square minus x minus y by 2 equals 0. Now we need to find equation of tangent at origin. So we know that if the point lies on the curve, then equation of tangent is given by t equals 0. So we'll get 0x plus 0y minus 0 plus x upon 2 minus 1 by 2 y plus 0 upon 2 equals to 0. So we'll get this is minus x upon 2 minus y upon 4 equals to 0. So this line will be 2x plus y equals to 0. So equation of tangent at origin will be 2x plus y equals 0. Now we'll find perpendicular distance from these 2 points A and B. Say this is P1 and this is say P2. So we'll find P1, then P1 will be 2 plus 0 upon under root 5. So it'll be simply 2 upon root 5, and in the same way we can find P2, and P2 will be 0 plus 1 by 2 upon root 5. So it'll be 1 upon 2 root 5. Now we need to find sum of these perpendiculars. So it'll be 2 upon root 5 plus 1 upon 2 root 5. So it'll be 2 root 5 and 5. So it'll be simply under root 5 by 2. And that is the answer to this question.
If you like the video, consider subscribing and sharing it with someone you know who might benefit from it. Also, the best way to navigate any topic is through a playlist. Simply go to the channel page, click playlist, and select the topic you wish to study.